So good morning. We're going to work on video 3 and finishing out the Suscovich tractor today. The first thing that we wanted to discuss today is we're going to be putting on the tarp. So we have varied our tarp versus what's in the Suscovich plans. We're actually using a tarp from Tarps Plus that's waterproof. Does not cover the back like his does, but it gives us a longer side, so we have a full piece of tarp that hits the ground on one side so we can turn it towards weather. Or roll it up in the summertime to allow more air through our tractor. And we'll get into that process and show you this as we kick it off. So this is the tarp that we use. It is a 10 by 16 tarp. It is waterproof. We have found that waterproof tarps don't break down under UV like the traditional tarps that you buy in the store, in your local hardware store. We picked these up from Tarps Plus in Texas, and we have found that they have eyelets, enough eyelets in them that we don't have to punch holes in the tarp to add tie downs. So when we set up the tarps, we start on the left side. If you're facing the door is our short side. We want all of our tractors to have the long side on the right side of the tractor. So right at that baseline of the frame, these tarps give you the ability to zip tie directly to the hardware cloth. And you have this slight gap, just like in the Suscovich tractor at the front when they installed their tarp. And then we have a long side. This long side gives us the ability to stake this down and roll this tarp up as the weather dictates. If we expect rainstorms coming in, then we can shore that up. On the Suscovich tractor, their tarp is folded up in the back, the excess, which is also a good idea, but in Texas, our experience was on our farm that we wanted that long side to be on one side of the tractor so we could prevent weather from coming in, or at least protect the entire side of the tractor versus just the back of the tractor. We have smaller tarps. If we needed to close off an additional side, we could close off the back here with a smaller tarp, but we haven't seen that happen in many cases. So we will roll that up on the side with a piece of PVC inside of that, so we can roll it up and bungee cord it to the side of the tractor. Let's talk about the door for a minute. It goes into detail about it, but it gets kind of iffy. When you pre-cut your door pieces, which are the eyes in the plan, when you put the cross pieces across the top and the bottom, it's what matches your door. You're using your angle braces is what holds your door together all the way around. So you may have to adjust your door size and width based on your tractor being square or not. Some other things that we do, he talks about the specific types of hinges and the barrel latches that you use for the doors. I found hinges and door handles on sale for $2. So that's a big handle, but in the afternoon it's easy for me to grab, and there's also one on the inside that I can close the door with. We ran out of hardware cloth, so I had to buy some more hardware cloth to finish the door, but I wanted you to show you the pieces attached. And when you put your hinges on, you might want to split the upright and the cross piece to help give you some stability and support to these two pieces of wood at their joint. Now we're going to go around and show you how to install the Simpson strap that he talks about and the axles. So we've marked 1.5 inches, like he says in the plan, from the back and from the top to find the center of the board on both sides. We're now going to drill the 1/2 inch hole, install the Simpson strap and the axle. So we drilled a 1/2 inch hole from the outside. Something that we do differently is I add a washer and a nut on this side. I can actually control that and give myself a handle if I need help picking up that wheel. If I can't get my hands underneath it to put the wheel on, I can control that. And we put the Simpson strap in, screwed it in place, tap it down flush, nut, washer to hold the wheel on, and you're set. So I wanted to show you, this is an EMT conduit coupler. Some of the modifications we've made for our layer tractor is we have a bell waterer. We need to hang the bucket on the outside of the tractor, so we can take on the back of the tractor on this EMT, we can extend the tubing out here and give us a foot or 6 inches out the back, and hang the bucket on a piece of tubing right here. You just screw those two screws down in place and it'll hold the tube. We're just about done with our chicken tractor. You've got the extra long tarp that we discussed in the previous segments. Those are bungee corded up. I went back and got an additional piece of hardware cloth. Got that door put in. I will tell you that we put that wire on the inside of the door. We have heard of people having problems with predators where they would hit that wire hard enough to knock the wire inside the tractor and gain access to the birds. If you chose to do that differently, you could put that wire on the outside of the door frame underneath these cross members. When you get ready to put your door together, you could lay your wire out, staple your wire to each of the corners, and then put your cross braces up, screw them in place. Then your wire would be on the outside, and the predator would have to push in all of that wire, which is going to be pretty hard to push that wire in. But since that wire is on the inside, we've never had a problem with a predator pushing through the wire, but I always over-engineer, so I put a lot of staples on that wire on the inside. The only thing we have left to do is clean up the inside, which Melissa, the shorter of the two of us, is in there cutting all of the tie-downs, the excess tie-down strap, and this tractor's ready for use. Thank you for watching the videos of our Suscovich tractor build. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.